In this video I'm going to show you how to create a simple health bar that regenerates over time. Um, so the first, I'm in a third person template, everything's default. So first thing you need is a variable that can hold the health value. So I'm going to go to third person character, create new variable, call it player health, and change the variable type to a float. Floats can have decimals. um, Integers are just whole numbers. You can only have whole numbers. So we're gonna have floats. Um, Now the next thing is go back to the content browser. Just right click, user interface, widget blueprint. Gonna call it HUD. Open it up. To have a health bar, what we need is a progress bar. Just sort of drag and drop. You can scale it however you want. Here you can change the preview value. I'm just gonna say 0.6, so 60%. Here you can change the color, something like that. You can here change the opacity. If you don't like the white background, you can change it from style, background image, tint, and set this to 0, like that. Gonna have it just like that. You can anchor it here so it doesn't change. Like if you go to a different screen, it will stay the same. If you anchor it in the middle, it will always be in the middle of the screen. So yeah. Now the next thing is go to graph. In the event construct, we need to access this variable here. Before that, I forgot to give this value a default 1. So when the game starts, this player health, is gonna have 1. So like 100%. So we need to access this variable. The way we do this is we need to cast to the third person character. If you have like a first person or something like that, you'll be cast into first person. So the wildcard's gonna be get player character, and this is gonna be promote. I'm gonna promote this to a variable, call it player reference. Now I do this because so when this UI is created, it's gonna cast to the third person character. Now if I need to access a different variable, say like this variable, I don't need to write this code again and again. I can just use the player reference. So if you go back to the designer, click on the help bar, just collapse those. In the percent, um, just go bind, create new binding. What we need is drag the player reference, we need to get the health, so get play health, and plug this in here, and that. Okay, now if we play, nothing's gonna show because we haven't told the game to show us the UI. So we can say we need a new node called event begin play. So when the game starts, you're gonna have a sequence. First we're gonna create widget. The class is gonna be HUD, the one we created right here, and return value we're gonna drag off that, add viewport. Here we're just saying when we press play, show us the UI, show us this UI. So yep. Now if we compile and play, now you can see the health bar. Now if you want to, so to have it regenerate over time, We can use the event tech fires every millisecond, but it's kind of taxing on the CPU, and it's kind of hard to. You can do like there are ways, but I recommend doing it this way by creating timer by function name. Set timer by function name. This is like a mini tick if you prefer like that. Um, yeah, but this one you can easily stop and start whenever you want. Unlike the event tick, you have to put polls and like yeah. So now create a new function. I'm gonna call it health region. Region, and you're gonna get the health. You're gonna set the health. So we're gonna get the current play health, and we're gonna add float. We're gonna add say 0 point. Actually, we can just go drag up this and say promote to variable, and you can call this like you can call this region health region amount, and just drag up the. Here you can change the. If you compile, you can set a value. I'm just gonna say 0.2. Now, yeah, and just so you can see it, just gonna say print plus 20. So every time this function fires, it's gonna print 20 plus 20 health. Yeah, so come back here, set the timer by function, so health region. It had to be the exact name. Make sure to have on looping. Here you have to change the time. So like, how often do you want this function to fire? Whatever in this square. So I'm just gonna say every 1 second I want to fire this health region function. Okay. Now we won't be able to see this because our play health is already full, so we're at like 100%. To make it like I'm gonna make it like 20, so 20%, 0.2, 20%. So when you play, you can see it's regenerating, and it keeps regenerating because we can have a say event tick. I yeah, so to say if you die, I'm just gonna say keyboard X. Say if the player dies and you don't want this to regenerate anymore. Your player, the health doesn't need to be regenerated anymore. So I'm gonna play say clear function by name, and just copy this, paste it over here. So when the game plays, it's gonna create a new UI, and it's gonna regenerate health every 1 second. It's gonna add this 0.2 to health. Now we're saying here, if I press X, um, don't loop, don't run this function anymore. Okay, so if you go play, and I'm gonna press X, now it stopped. So yeah, thanks for watching.